Championship. Organised by the Mafeking Motor Club, the event was for motor vehicles only, with 37 special vehicles and 37 production vehicles scheduled to come under starters' orders. Highlight has been dominated all season long by Class D vehicles with Castrol Toyota pair Piet Haasbroek and Christo Bosch the crew to beat. The Tosca farmers finished on the podium and won Class D on the first two events of the championship, but blotted their copybook on the Toyota 1000 when they finished third in class behind Duncan Foss and Mike Griffiths in the Nissan hardbody. The Nissan pair managed to close the gap to within 4 points of Haasbroek going into this event. The Class T brigade may have won races overall, but have not had the consistency of their Class D rivals.
What I foresee is that one of the other classes is going to win the championships this year, because one race I won. I mean, we had 3 races and 3 different winners, and I expect the same for the rest of the season. So we sort of nail each other up front, and there's no chance that we're going to score enough points to win an overall championship.
3 class wins and overall victory on the Toyota 1000 sees Greg Dowse at the top of the Special Vehicle Championship log with a 24-point lead over Mr. Consistency, Giel Nel. Dowse has had a variety of co-drivers this season, and this time out, Archibald Rutherwood shared the cockpit with him. Reigning Class B champion Giel Nel has had only 1 class win this season, but has quietly gone about amassing points in the other races.
Obviously, being a fast race, we're going to battle a bit to the top end with the faster cars. But we're going to hang in there, drive conservatively, and make it to the finish.
Before the prologue got underway, there were some formalities like scrutineering to be attended to, and as in the case of the Toyota 1000, vehicles had to pass through a template to determine whether they would fit through a railway underpass. Some didn't make it.
We've got a problem with our roof vents over here. We have the protective covers over it. Last year they used the same subway, so most of the guys could get through, but what's happened, a lot of changes obviously in the off season with the roof vents. As if we took this off, our roof vents themselves wouldn't last very long with the bushes, and certain of the other cars have got their air boxes sticking out the back now, so there have been some change, and that's what's caused the problem. Basically, they've given us an alternate route to follow. We're obviously a bit concerned because it's over almost like a virgin railway line. There's not an actual crossing over there, so we're a bit concerned that maybe we could hang the vehicle up on a chassis or something like that. And after our performances of late in the time trial, we want a clean time trial for a change.
No cause for concern there. The prologue to determine starting positions on day 2 was a high-speed affair, with Hannes Grobler and Richard Leek and Geniel de Villiers and Francois Jordan in the Class Team Nissan hardbodies posting the quickest times. De Villiers was 48 seconds slower than Grobler. Third fastest were Lourens and Gerard Duplessis in their newly acquired mobile Jimco, in which Atang Machegenene won the Barbaspan 500. Neil Woolridge and Kenny Skolthammer were 4th in the Class T Ford Racing Ranger, 2 minutes and 18 seconds behind Grobler. Only 11 seconds behind the Ford pair were championship leaders Haasbroek and Bosch in the Class D Land Cruiser. Atang Machegenene and Alex Sally in the Sam Racing Jimco were only 4 seconds off Haasbroek's time and second fastest in the special vehicle category. The Botswana businessman has become a major force and can be counted on to challenge for the lead every time he gets behind the wheel. Former Bankfen touring car driver Duncan Foss and Mike Griffiths were 7th in the Class D Nissan hardbody, and based on recent form, a podium finish was likely on the O'Hagan's Kopenhagen Hotel 500. The locally developed Bat has had a few teething problems which Gary and Bodo Berthold appear to have remedied. The father and son duo had a fine second in Class A on the Toyota 1000. Rashid and Faisal Noble from Botswana posted the 9th fastest time in the Chev V6-powered Aceco. Veteran Richard Carolyn and Jeff Minute were the leading Class S contenders in the O'Hagan's Kopenhagen Hotel Raceco and would start 21st. Gavin Gray and Brian Scott won Class B in the Barbaspan 500 and have had 2 non-finishes. Could leading Class B in the prologue spell a change of fortunes? There appears to be no stopping Manfred Schroeder and Jack Peckham in the Class E Ford Racing Ranger, who picked up class wins in the past 2 events and posted the fastest time in the prologue, almost a minute faster than Kasi Kutsea. Class F contenders Paolo Piazzamusso and Scott Abraham were dogged by brake problems and a persistent misfire on their Hagen's Kopenhagen Hotel Jeep. There were problems for Douse too.
He was worried about carrying heavy oaks with him.
Side shaft or CV joint? Side shaft.
A lot of cars are going around the tree, so there's a lot of track marks around that way. So I said right. Meantime, it was left, so Darcy went straight and into the tree and then hit reverse, and that's when the shaft snapped.
Not a good start to the race for the Nashua Mobile crew. Back at the pits, there were problems of a human kind.
We were busy with the time trial, and we caught up with the oak in his dust, and I think we got a bit frustrated, and I went too fast into a corner and a long left-hander, and I clubbed the bank on the outside, and we put the back on its roof. We're just going to put the new windscreen in and some body parts on it and fenders and stuff. So we'll be in tomorrow again.
The time trial was very fast, but it was very smooth. Some places a little bit rough, but it's more like rally stuff. And we were very fast. I think the average speed was about over 80 kilometers an hour. And it looks like we're the fastest on this qualifying session, so we're very happy.
6 production and 4 special vehicles filled the top 10 starting positions for the O'Hagan's Kopenhagen Hotel 500, with the Nissan hardbodies occupying the top 2 positions. Hotel 500, round 4 of the Bankman Off-Road Championship, was bathed in the early morning sun as crews prepared for a grueling, dusty, high-speed 254-kilometer trek across the Northwest Province terrain. The organizers elected to start the bulk of the vehicles 10 seconds apart for safety reasons. This is what the class leaders had to say.
This is going to be a very dusty event, so we definitely tried to start in the front, and it worked, and we're very happy. And I mean, it's a long race today, and we're going to try and stay in the front. I think that's going to be the best, but I don't think we'll be able to keep up with the pace of yesterday.
We had a good run yesterday, nice clean run. We're hoping just to go slowly in the dust to start off with, and then slowly keep with the pace and try and catch up a little bit on the S-classes and watch for the guys from behind.
Ons gaan 'n bietjie afsak agtertoe en dan sal ons moet sien wat gebeur. Gelukkig waai die wind, so die stof gaan ons nie baie plan.
Dit is my beste poging tot dusver. Ek het gedink ek sal met 1000 onder die 10 kom, nou is ek onder die 10, so ek dink van nou kan dit net beter gaan.
Class B is becoming quite a force to be reckoned with. There's a lot of us have taken the older Class A cars and converted them to Class B. We do have a bit of a weight restriction because the cars are quite heavy, but no, the modern 2-litre engine, we've got them going properly, and it's going to be good fun because we've got three cars in the first in about 5 seconds, so it's going to be fast.
Our biggest main concern is Hugo de Bruin in the E7 and the Toyota Hilux 2.7, and Jean-Pierre in the Kia. We don't see the Nissans as a direct threat, but they're there. We're not going to write them off.
With minutes to go before the 8 o'clock start, things appeared to be relatively calm. But as has been the case on past events, all hell was about to break loose.